Another brick fan with a Star Wars set. This is Dagobah Jedi Tree. This is set 75330. It was released in May 2022. It has 1,000 pieces, 3 minifigures, and cost about $80 when it was released. This is one of 3 diorama sets that have been released for Star Wars this year. The other 2 include the Trench Run and the Trash Compactor, both from the Death Star. This is the largest of the 3 diorama sets, both in width and I would say in height as well. And it's one of the most detailed. So if you look around the diorama, you can see all kinds of plant life here. They're using a bunch of these coral pieces in this forest green or dark green here. The whole base is kind of built up of this greenish swamp water. And of course they use different colors underneath that to kind of change the tone. So there's more black over here, some whites and grays over in here. So all kinds of little details in this set, which I think turned out quite nicely. There's also a little snake down here. You see, so we'll kind of walk around the diorama itself. So starting down here in the corner, this is Luke's X-Wing here. And as you can see, there are 5 stripes here. So this is the red 5 X-Wing. And then we have Luke here upside down. They have a little bar piece down here that allows you to pose the minifigure. We have R2-D2 sitting back here, who's covered in mud because of the Dagobah swamp, of course. We'll take a closer look at these minifigures as we move along. Then back here are some good details as well. So these were some of the equipment that Luke brought along with him. So you see here's that light and then a couple of boxes, another little indicator there. So some of the stuff that he was able to salvage from the X-Wing before it sank. Moving over to the hut itself, you can see here the hut has that opening there. There's a snake crawling out of it. Good use of these different types of plant pieces around. And then there's a little bit of smoke coming out of the side here of the hut. And then of course the hut is built all up against these trees. It's part of the Dagobah jungle. And then lastly on the front here, there's these 2 printed tiles. So one is the Star Wars logo. The other is a quote. And this one is from Yoda. It is the "Do or do not. There is no try." A very often used quote from The Empire Strikes Back. Moving around to the back of the diorama, see on the sides there's these silver grill pieces. The back of the trees here is not super inviting, but if we zoom in here a little bit, you can see the inside of Yoda's hut here. So there's a lightsaber up here, clipped up here. There's some cooking implements over here, and you notice outside there's that smoke that I was pointing. So here's the fire where they cook right in here. And then there is a little bed in here for Yoda as well. So there is a little bit of interior detail of the hut. Kind of difficult to get in there and see in there, of course. But it's really designed to be viewed from this front angle, where you get a really good look at the diorama itself. Very nicely done. Takes quite a while to put together because of there's 1,000 pieces and a lot of them are really small. Lots of different layers are used to build those curves and the sloping of Yoda's hut itself. So that takes a little while. And then of course that tree build in the back takes quite a while to put all those pieces together, but the final result looks really great. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the minifigures. As I mentioned in the intro, this set does come with 3 minifigures. So here we have Yoda and Luke Skywalker. We also have R2-D2. We'll take a look at him in a minute. As you can see, Yoda is done with this great head mold here. He has a walking staff. Yoda's walking staff, of course, is just a brown bar piece. Then you have this good printing of his robes with a dark shirt underneath. He is wearing a belt, as you see, with a little pouch on it. Everything else is done in that light tan. Then the Luke Skywalker here has just a t-shirt. He's got the bare arms. This is what he was wearing during the training. Of course, it's hot, and the jungle of Dagobah is very hot, so understand he just wears this light shirt and then like cargo pants almost. Some pockets up here in the front. That's done in this nougat color. Moving around to the sides here. There's no side printing. But of course we do get some more gray hair here on the back of Yoda, so I thought that was a nice touch. His robes and belt you can see. And the back of Luke is just more of that t-shirt indicated here. And then he does have an alternate expression, which is him concentrating with his eyes closed, working on his force manipulation or his force techniques. So that was a nice alternate face for Luke. I believe this is the same hairpiece they've used for Luke throughout the minifigures that have been used. And let's take a look at this newer R2-D2 as well. So here is R2-D2. Of course, we've gotten R2-D2 many times, and he almost always looks the same. But in this case, he is printed with a bunch of mud on him. So I believe this is an exclusive R2-D2 print for this particular set. You can see that he's got the regular R2-D2 body here with the legs that go in with the Technic posts, but then there's a bunch of mud splattered over it, both on his head here and on his torso, which I thought was pretty accurate for him wandering around in Dagobah. The head is printed all the way around, so it's 360-degree print here, and there's mud all over the head on all four sides, or all the way around, if you will. Here's the back again, splattered with mud. And then moving around to the front, you see that really nice printing all the way around R2-D2's head. So very nice minifigures with at least one of these exclusive to this set. So let's go ahead and go back to the set, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Overall, a very nice display piece, and definitely designed as a display piece. There's not a lot of playability here besides kind of posing the figures where you want them. But it looks really fantastic as a diorama, which I think was, the intent all along. This definitely captures the scene on Dagobah where Luke was training. You could, do the part where he's trying to lift the X-Wing out of the swamp. You don't really have enough room inside the hut for Luke and Yoda to fit inside there, but there is a Yoda's hut. There is a Yoda's hut set that was released a couple years back that is a little bit bigger and allows for more play around the hut itself. But it doesn't have the detailed swamp area and trees and things like this one does. Really great display model. It does fit very nicely with the other two that were out. I like these. Bigger than the ones that were gift with purchase in the past, which are smaller diorama sets like the Tatooine set or the smaller trench run. And they did do a new trench run, of course, because that's kind of a popular scene from the first Star Wars movie, or Episode 4. Overall value of this set, if you go purely on price per piece, this has a very good price per piece. Keep in mind, a lot of them are these 1x1 translucent tiles done for the, underneath to create that swamp-like effect. So lots of small pieces, although there are 1,000 pieces and it's only an $80 set. So you get much better than that 10 cent per piece, which I consider a good value. 3 good minifigures, an exclusive R2-D2 for sure. And that is very nice to get those as well. So overall, I think the value on this is pretty good. I know it's expensive at $80, but still, just looking at what you get and how nice the display is, I think $80 is probably fair for Lego, and certainly for a branded theme like Star Wars. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this diorama set. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to see more of my content. I've left a link to my Star Wars review playlist up here on the screen.